Oh, hi everybody. It's Lasha from Lasha's Take. I am starting today's Bible reading instead of 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. It's closer to noon. I have the flu, something awful. However, when I dedicated time into the raffle, for example, even though it didn't run the way I had hoped, I kept my word. And I've always wanted to read the Bible. However, I am not good at reading. It's not my forte. I'm not Cheer Denise. I wanted to be. I admire her so much. I mean, I'll give you an example. She started her channel like maybe a month after mine, and I started to read the Testaments by Margaret Atwood. That was one of my oldest videos, and it's so terrible. Like, it's really bad. And then I was listening to her, like Cheer Denise, read Prince Harry's book Spare, and she did such a good job. And now almost 150,000 people tune in to watch her. Now, generally, just from my experience and listening to, well, I have 572 YouTube subscriptions. Now, we are talking, and I'm reading the Bible, and we're on day um wow, day 6. All right. Okay, I left off right here at Matthew 2:13, 3.6. Okay, so this is what we're reading today. All right, so yeah, I will put up a page or something to let people know I'll be back in 5 minutes. I just need to find my reading glasses. And keep in mind, I've got a startling fever, but I am not breaking my word on this. Okay, what can I put up here? Let's see. Is there anything I can put up? I'll just keep that up for now. Nobody wants to stare at my face. I'm just going to get my glasses. I'll be right back. Just to know, for all you ladies and gentlemen, to know what I'm doing on Lasha's Take, I'm reading the Bible every day for 15 minutes, and it's a 1-year Bible read because I've never read the Bible, ever. And my friend Ian, who's, from what I understand, actually, his name isn't Ian, but that's what I call him. He's an atheist. And I believe I've just never read the Bible. So I will be back in probably 3 minutes. I just need to get water and glasses. And I need to take a decongestant, and I'll be right back. So wherever we are right now, scroll it from this moment, which is probably about 4.5 to 5 minutes in, to 10 minutes, and that's when the live actually will begin. I'll be right back. I'm just making a cup of coffee and then I can read properly. If somebody is sick, my nose just doesn't stop, does it? Oh, my God. You know, so to meet your God justice, power, you know, all right, okay. Holy, holy eyes. Okie dokie, I'm back. If anybody waited, that was really, really nice. Oh, thank you for waiting. All right, are you ready to see my mug? I'm really sick today, everybody, but I'm not missing reading the Bible every day because I made a commitment to it. Just like I made a commitment about the raffle, and I really want Manna to tell me what it felt like when she received the Amazon card. Okay, here we go. All right, I am back. I've got my glasses, and the playlist of the 1 Year Bible is under videos from January 1st, 2026. I think I know it was February the 2nd of 2026, and then 3rd, 4th, 5th, and today. So we left off at Matthew 2.13 dash 3.6. Okay, so if you want to take a photo and read along with me, I'm reading this word for word. Now, usually I do this at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I only conduct lives. Rarely do I put up a video, except if it's a short video. However, I promised myself, and I made a commitment and I'm not going to falter on that. When I was talking about the raffle, I was talking about, um, sorry, I've got shingles. I'm 54, but I had shingles when I was a little girl, so I'm not feeling well at all. I don't know how I would get shingles. I don't understand that. However, I am going to start reading now. So if you want to take a picture to read side by each with me, I'm reading it word for word, starting right now at 11 minutes and 5 seconds. When they, the Magi, had gone, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream. Get up, he said. Take the child and his mother and escape to Egypt. Stay there until I tell you, for Herod is going to search for the child to kill him. As I said in a lot of my other videos, nothing has changed since the beginning of time. And I will talk to you about my thoughts on the loss of children in today's society and how many things in the Bible really apply to life. Because this is one of the most important history books in the world. And apparently, now the Aztec people, I honestly am not informed on this. I should be. However, I've written down a list of questions that I have in reference to child transportation. And I've got pie charts, statistics, and I want to go through all of that after I finish reading this. So he got up, took the child, and he got up, took the child and his mother during the night and left for Egypt, where he stayed until the death of Herod. And so was fulfilled what the Lord had said through the prophet, out of Egypt I call my son. When Herod realized that he had been outwitted by the Magi, he was furious, and he gave orders to kill all the boys in Bethlehem. I remember this from Catholic school in like grade 3 or 4, and I can't believe they don't teach the Bible in school anymore. You don't have to believe in something. I do. And that's why I'm reading this, because I already believe. But it's interesting how some of these stories I remember from going to Our Lady of Fatima in Grimsby, Ontario, Canada. Dennis Morris, you know. So, when Herod realized that he had been outwitted by the Magi, he was furious, and he gave orders to kill all the boys in Bethlehem and its victory who were 2 years old and under, in accordance with the time he had learned from the Magi. Then what was said through the prophet Jeremiah was fulfilled. So that song Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Did that have any biblical meaning to it? I don't know. I just thought of that right now. Okay. A voice is heard in Ramah, weeping and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children and refusing to be comforted because they are no more. Can you imagine the pain of losing? After Herod died, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt and said, "Get up, take the child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel. For those who were trying to take the child's life are dead." So he got up, took the child and his mother, and went to the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was reigning in Judea in place of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there. Having been warned in a dream, you know, a lot of people made fun of Candace Owens and dreams and Charlie Kirk in dreams and making fun of her because of the text messages about David and Goliath. You know, I've heard separate opinions about Charlie Kirk. I've heard people say that he's a white nationalist and he didn't want any more immigrants coming to the US. So his immigration policy and him turning down a donation for military pro Israel causes is what I think had him. And I do not believe in any way, shape, or form that we will ever know what truly happened. It'll be the next JFK. It will be because the gunshot wound just doesn't make sense. One shot. And what blows me away, when Donald Trump had his life, when somebody attempted Donald Trump's life, and that fireman lost his life, and Donald Trump got up with a bloody ear, fight, fight, fight. And then Megyn Kelly, who he attacked for years, I'm getting to my point. Megyn Kelly, whom he attacked for years and years and years, and even through her first debate, he said, "I don't know what was wrong with her. She must have had," and if YouTube strikes this because of this, then how did it get on mainstream TV and Donald Trump getting away with saying this? Oh, hi there. Hi, Gilbert. Thank you so much. You listen all the way from Brazil. Hi, Crazy Grayson. How are ya? Nice to see you and nice to meet you. I didn't know Gilbert. I haven't seen you comment um, oh, I don't, most of my comments, they're always in the analytics. And hi there, yada dabba doo, yabba dabba doo. That's what Candace Owens tried to say backwards. I was sitting on Pinocchio's nose. He called me pretty, and I felt his nose grow. I don't feel it well, everybody, today. So just, okay, that's why I think Charlie Kirk was, and I think that they turned him into a martyr. Why did Erica Kirk have to keep defending that her husband didn't care about the color of people's skin? He was friends with Candace Owens. But the only thing I'll never understand, Candace says that she wasn't attacking Erica Kirk at the beginning. I think she's full of baloney. You know why? I still watch her. Yeah, I heard them. I did. Was she in an MK Ultra program where somebody like wiped her memory? Did she go under hypnosis? Because I've done a lot of shorts. Like, for instance, when she was crying, why doesn't she have any bags under her eyes? And then when she did that interview with Barry Weiss, Barry Weiss said, why do you even want to uh, talk about, Egyptian planes? They had to hide Jesus in Egypt from Herod's son? Seriously? So when I say nothing new is under the sun, this is the oldest history book in the world. And no, I didn't read a lot today because I don't feel well in any way. I've got shingles. Like you have no idea. I usually look bright and effervescent when I've got the light on. That's not even working today. I can hardly keep my eyes open. And I've got a headache behind my eyes, a headache, and I'm just really sore. And so, yeah, it's not good. But I just wanted to say, what were you going to say? Yabba Dabba Doo. She was so happy. I don't, you know what? I agree with you that she made money from the podcast. I'm not disagreeing with that. Lots of people did. In fact, I've never seen so many new YouTube channels pop up piggybacking using Candace Owens's content, and they've surpassed me. And I've been doing this for 2.5 years. I did this as a way for me to track my healing, and I'm very proud of myself, and I know I didn't get through it alone. It was God, and that's why I wanted to read. So I'm not doing this day justice with reading the Bible, so I apologize. But when Erica Kirk said, from a humorous standpoint, when she said I was pregnant and I wasn't embarrassed, why would a woman be embarrassed by being pregnant? That didn't make sense to me. Candace, also, one of the very first videos she ran was these powerful words from Erica Kirk. And then when everybody else started to catch on, then she showed the beginning of the podcast, which she would have seen from the beginning anyways. She just didn't present all her feelings at once, as it were, because she uses it, I think, as a tool because people do want to know what she's going to say next. And she probably does have a lot of sources. Like today, she was talking about how Emmanuel Macron is gay. Gay can also mean happy. Don't anybody get mad at me for saying that, okay? Please. So, anyways, I stuck to my word. I read a little bit. I had forgotten that Jesus had to be moved for his safety and that Herod slaughtered all those children. And I'll be back tomorrow morning to continue, and I will put the whole playlist together. And remembering that I only conduct lives, and if you can't stay for the live, don't worry about it. Just watch it if and when you want to. Okay? And thank you very much, Yabba Dabba Doo. And oh, about her making money. Candace Owens is like a dog with a bone. She won't let go. She's a pit bull. She has one of those jaws. You know how pit bulls, if they bite, hi Jojo, how are ya? Nice to see ya. You know how pit bulls, when they bite down, they can't help it. Their jaw gets locked. That's what Candace Owens has. She can't stop. She can't help herself. But you know what's funny? Shouldn't talk about the Trump assassination, and you're all going to think that I'm a Looney Tune. I do not believe that anybody tried to shoot Donald Trump. If that bullets, I don't believe it. But a fireman lost his life. Where was the Did you see the fireman's wife coming out wearing a disco ball suit? Erica Kirk looks like a frickin' disco ball. Oh, I did a reaction short to Ron Swanson. I wish that I knew how. Oh, I'll find it. I can find it on the TV. I'm not working with a lot of equipment, everybody. It's just me, my phone, and oh no, I'm going away from the light. That's all right, because the light's right there. You know what I'm saying? I've got to show you this video that I found. Well, I didn't find it. Ron Swanson and Sean Atwood are very popular YouTube people. And I'm telling you, my fever is so high, my feet hurt. I don't even know how I'm walking right now. I got the chills. I thought I was having menopause or something, but it wasn't. Where's the flicker? Oh no. All right, I can't find it. Anyways, if you go to the Sean Atwood channel, all right, the guy's name is Ron Swanson. So if you type into YouTube Ron Swanson reacting to Erica Kirk / Chucky doll, Ron Swanson watched that piece of footage when Erica Kirk said stop, and he paused it and he reacted. And while I was watching, I was reacting. And he goes, and I've never heard Ron get this scared before. I could hear the fear through the video. He goes, look at her eyes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Men, if you're out there, if you ever get a look from that kind of woman, go to a hotel and stay there for 48 hours. He's Scottish. And then he went, her eyes, psycho eyes. She looks like a Chucky doll. It's hilarious. If you can find that video on my channel, just go to shorts and go to popular, because I think popular starts with, and this one got about 1,000 people enjoyed it. So it's a little clip I found of Ron Swanson reacting, and it was a panic, like funny. So, all right, I need to lie down and put ice on my head or jump into a cold bath to get rid of this fever. Okay, blessed are the meek. And I'm putting up my video today of the stats I found in reference to who does the stats. This took me a lot of research. Hey, CCC. um, Cece, listen to this. Seriously, Cece, Jojo, Yabba Dabba Doo, Crazy Greason, and Gilbert. Honest to goodness. I found out who creates the stats, what the stats are. So I found out how many children were deported. The first time Donald Trump won the election, the first person he fired was Sally Yates, and he put a Muslim ban on the airports. Remember that? And he separated children and the parents at the border. Where did those kids go? And remember, Melania got on the plane and wore that ridiculous fucking jacket that said, I don't care, do you? And do you know that Melania's movie was boycotted in Australia? And one person in all of Australia, for real, bought a ticket to see the movie. And that source I found out from watching reliable sources with Michael Wolff and Joanne, whatever her name is. So, are you Muslim? That's good. I'm Ukrainian. Yeah. Anyways, I have to run because I'm really not feeling well. But I found out how many kids are abducted. Huh. pie charts, everything. And then I thought to myself, okay, this is why they're putting a ban on abortion, because the other thing I looked into were the women that had children that ended up in foster care or ended up being trafficked or ended up having horrible lives came from women that didn't want the child in the first place, gave the child up for adoption. This happens to 1 out of 6 adopted babies. And there's well over 1 million adoptions per year in the States. So, why is it out of all countries, it's America? And child trafficking has exceeded the drug trade by 5,000% over the last 4 years. Don't quote me on that exact, but I watched The Sound of Freedom when it was all the rage, right? I watched it 3 nights ago. I'm watching it again because I have more questions. And then I will put that video together, or I'll come live and I'll share what I found, and it'll blow your mind. This is actually the first time. The two things that I've done research are the reason I started the channel was because of a medical malpractice. I was in a wheelchair for a year unnecessarily because a doctor broke his oath and didn't say he made a mistake. Therefore, I got one other opinion. Hi, Angel. From another child of God. I love that. I love that. God's children are not for sale. So when I finish, the what I've researched is it really was a hospital cover up between my psychiatrist, the surgeon. Gail Hunt, the CEO, knows about it. I've contacted her office many a time. I phoned the surgeon that didn't say anything. I call him at least once every 8 months to remind him that, because if he's not held accountable, people push the envelope. If he could get away with me, like go to change.org and look up Lasha Rajenko. And I was in a panic when I was screaming in my phone when when I described what happened. But anyway, okay. The other thing that I've really delved into research, what are the real statistics? Sean Atwood talks to a lot of female guests, but I think he does it sometimes and it's very exploitive. These are women that should not be talking, that are clearly traumatized. And let's not forget, and this is a fact, and Sean will tell you this. He was in jail for like not quite 10 years, but quite a stretch in the States. He's not allowed back in the States for selling drugs. So let's not forget that he really does understand, and he was in degrading prisons, okay? Solitary confinement. And then he read and read and read. People can change if you put in the work. If I didn't believe in myself and believe in all of you and have the faith that everybody on this channel is good and they don't join just because I'm trying to start a non-donation charity, that's not why I want people to join. I put out this channel because I was lonely. I went through a terrible time. Then COVID hit, and it was like 8 years passed me by. You missed the starting gun. You know that Dark Side of the Moon song? You missed the starting gun. No one told you when to run. Well, I couldn't run or walk for a year. So that man put my life in imminent danger. And children are born innocent, but We now know, yeah, as and Prince Andrew would say, we now know, you know, I watched a very royal scandal. I'll talk about that another day or later on today, but thank you for listening. Sorry, Angel. You know something, Lisa? Jesus is above every. Yeah, I have absolutely. Do you know what? And I am healing, and it is because of my own innate personality and who I am, because I've never used a Bible to heal. But then I got to a point where I was so isolated, I couldn't do it alone. And I was alone. And that's when I thought, you know what? There's something bigger than me, because that doctor, I'll show you my knee joint. I'm having phantom pains right now because he chipped out like part of my knee that never should have come out. So it's kind of gross, but it's just really, really painful. So that hole, you can see how deep it is, and the nail came right down, and it wasn't through the flesh, but you could see something was sticking out, and it was pointy. I rather would have been waterboarded and tortured for 3 months than a year of this. And over on this side too. But and it took me 4 years to be able to do this. But, in the name of Jesus, I know that he was in that room that day, because if that surgeon, he missed my knee joint by about that much. If he had hit my knee joint, I could have lost my leg. And I'm like Johnny Depp. I smile when things make me uncomfortable. I don't know where to put that tension. Um, People's minds are unstable, but God's aren't. God is always merciful, faithful, and shows endless unconditional love, which is significantly. Yes, I agree. I agree. And you know what? Hello there. You're from Turkey. Oh my gosh. Hi, Animal Love. Um, I wish I could stay on and chat a little longer, but I will be back tonight if anybody wants to come back. And I really appreciate all y'all. And one thing I wanted to say is, if you've never been to this channel before, go to my popular video, Istanbul. Go to the popular videos, and I taught myself after 6 years. So actually, yeah, it was a year and a half. Oh, it was a year and 7 months ago. I bought myself a pair of ballet toe shoes from Amazon, and I'm not a ballerina. All I can do is stand on them, but I'm very proud of myself, and I couldn't have done it without my dog Sophie and without God. Hey, Lisa, do you any pastors around you ask them to do a deliverance prayer over you and bless you? That's a really good idea. A deliverance prayer. That's so interesting. I'm not trying, when people say something like I'm going to say, they usually mean it, but I don't. I've just always felt like I've had to justify myself all my life. I'm not feeling well, but I want to answer that questions about pastors. And I know that God is real, because I know that hell and I know the devil is real. I know. And I'll tell you why I know. I'm just not feeling up to it right now, but I will. I just need, what time is it? It's 12:03 Pacific Eastern Time. So I was supposed to work today, but I couldn't. Well, I'm not American, I'm Canadian, and I'm 54. So, all right, and I'm dehydrated. But all of you that are here, make it possible for me to keep going on this channel. And I just want you to know that I started the channel because of the medical malpractice. Oh, you want to marry an American girl? Go on dating. Go on dating app. You know what I mean? Go on a dating app. I thank God every day that I can go to my tap and have a glass of water. I don't know why people buy bottled water and the plastic can't be recycled. And I bet you 5% of the population recycles. And let's find out. I've got a lot of questions. Tinder. Yeah, you're young. Go on Tinder. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. That is a wrap. And that mantra means welcoming, respecting aspects of people's societies. Um, that's why I always start off and I say I have a lot to unwrap, and I've wrapped up some of it. So I am going to go to a mosque. Maybe. I'm very open, but I'm going to go lie down. Going to go lie down. It's very important for me to do that. And then I'll come back on tonight. I was baptized, and I baptized myself in the name of Jesus on December the 31st of 2025. And yeah, I've got a lot to share, Angel. Angel, child of God. All right, my dear. All right, that is a wrap. And thank you, everybody, for coming in or stopping by. Okay. Bye. Bye.